Hi, everybody, and welcome to Devotions Today on this Monday, the last week of July. Can you believe it? Well, Paul said that the three greatest things in the universe really are faith, hope, and love. They are the three things that last eternally. And the greatest of those was love. John tells us in his letter, he says, God is love. He is the source of all true love. And Paul prays this beautiful prayer in the letter to the Ephesians, which I would like to read to you today. It's Ephesians chapter 3, and we read from verse 14 to 19. When I think of all this, I fall to my knees and pray to the Father, the creator of everything in heaven and on earth. I pray that from his glorious, unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his Spirit. And then Christ will make his home in your heart as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. And may you have the power to understand, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high and deep this love is. May you experience the love of Christ, though it is too great to understand fully. And then you will be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. What a glorious prayer. Paul prays for 5 things, and I'd like to mention them because they're part of our Christian experience. And the first one is he prays that they will be empowered with inner strength that comes from God's unlimited resources. We need strength. There are times when we are very weak and can't cope with certain things in life. Paul prays, be filled with God's endless strength. The second thing is that he prays that Christ will make his home in their hearts as they put their trust in him. What a wonderful thing that the home for Jesus is your heart and my heart. This is where he feels at home. This is where he wants to be eternally, and for him to be our home as well. The third thing he prays for is that their roots will go down into God's love and keep them strong, that they will be able to draw from that love of God that is shed abroad in their hearts, as he says in Romans. That's a well from which we can drink. And then this beautiful expression of the love of God. He prays that they will have the power to understand the love of God, how wide it is. In other words, it includes every single person in the whole world. How long it is endless. That love of God was with us at the beginning of our lives. It will be with us right to the end of our lives, and it will carry on to eternity. There is no end to the love of God. And then how high the love of God is. It is an experience in the love of God that we are taken to the highest spiritual heights that any human being can go. It's all the work of his love. And lastly, he says, how deep is the love of God? That love that can reach deep down into the places of our lives that nobody else can go to. Sometimes not even ourselves we can't get there. But the love of God can reach there in our joys, in our griefs, in our anxieties, everywhere. And then he says that they may experience the love of God, not just to know it and to understand it, but to experience the love of God. That's his prayer for these Ephesian Christians. And the last thing, the fifth thing that he prays, says that they will be made complete with all the fullness and the power of God in their lives by knowing the love of God, we come to the fullness of what our life is meant to be. What a glorious prayer. And all of that belongs to us. This is what God wants to give us. And I pray that for you today as well, and for myself. May your day, your week be filled with all the fullness of God's love. Bye for now.